Hello, guys, and welcome to episode 3 of What If Civilization Started on Another Planet. In the last episode, we kind of saw uh, civilization explode outwards, especially down into the south and out west. I did finish the province map, as well as do some work on the religion map here, updated major cities, and that's pretty much it. But if you enjoyed today's episode, make sure to like and subscribe, and let's get started. So we'll be starting off with this blue nation here. And if you don't remember, they kind of form themselves in the middle of the desert. Um, so they don't have access to a whole lot of resources here. And the only reason they even have any cities at all is this one's based off trade. This one also based off trade with this country. And then these two, especially in this bay right here, they found a weird food source that only grows in here, and they're trying to cultivate it right here. But we see them working more on doing that. So we see them being able to expand out a bit. Firstly, they want to expand out to the north here, where they connect up with this pink team. Let me turn on capitals. They also expand out towards the lime team, and they especially start focusing on moving south. Why this is being so weird. So they move along the coast a lot, and a lot. And of course, they discover the lands around them in these areas down here. However, they do send exploration groups much further from this point. They get over here, but they can't really go inward. This is like a mini Sahara almost. This is kind of the equivalent of the Sahara Desert for us, but on a much smaller scale. So we see them not really going much inward there. As for the Lime team over here, they will send their exploration groups out here. And after getting to about right over here, I believe, a bit further than that. But over here, land starts becoming more and more fertile. And once they get up to about right over here, it's become fertile enough that they don't need irrigation systems, or well, they still need irrigation, but um they don't need to constantly water plants and stuff. And so we see the Lime team setting up a small little colony right here. They don't really expand much on the way to it. They do make some small colonies right along the coast here, especially around this bay. They make some here on this really wide peninsula. And then over here, actually, they just kind of connect up right over here. However, unlike the dark blue team, over here, they can actually, it's easier to move inward, or inland. So we see them doing exactly that. Actually sending out a lot of groups this way. Especially right in this region here, we see a prominent movement north. And eventually, we actually see them coming up so far that they re-enter fertile lands up here even. So they kind of did that right in there. But they keep going and going until eventually meeting up with the coastline up here. And of course, the Lime team is going to expand into these lands. We focus close by them, to start especially. They make some major settlements up here, and eventually they start settling along the coast. And we see the Lime team quickly becoming a prominent power over in the New World. Which, like, this is the lime green, the blue, and the pink team, even the orange team to an extent. It's like the New World to these guys. And then we head over to the other New World-ish, which is this island group. Just a couple of islands right here. We see this really weird looking peninsula being fully discovered, as well as this entire area, especially just in this bay here. But we see more exploration along the coast down here. And eventually they start getting up to here. But this land is less fertile up in the north, so they don't go too far up here. However, down here, pretty much this entire island is fertile. In fact, there's even a couple major rivers here. So we see the teal team, once they discover this river, they will quickly move into this area. The red team kind of hears about this, and by now, like, they're starting to get more ships out. Like, they could, if they were right over on this peninsula on the blue team, like if they owned it, they would be able to sail from here, and they probably could reach at least this peninsula here. Maybe not directly to their colony, but it's getting really close. Sometimes on lucky voyages from right over here, they are able to make it. But these are really risky voyages. So we do see a lot of people kind of starting to head over, just to these two major cities and sailing across now. But development is coming in more. And we see the red team sending out a lot of explorers to this way. Eventually they also discover the river, not knowing it is the same one though. They explore it both ways, eventually discovering the teal team's group over here. And once they find the end of the river, they begin to explore the river valley, which is this river here has the largest river valley, which its river valley covers pretty much all of this land, and like right up here about. So this is a lot of extremely fertile land here. The purple team finds out about this, and with a little help from the red team and the teal team, they discover all of this. We see the red team moving out into some more of this area. And yeah. So now we have this big open area, and the orange team hears about this, and wanting better lands, even though the lands they have are pretty good, they will firstly send explorers out to discover the rest of this island, and then they send explorers out here that get a little distracted by something somehow, maybe. But they make a landing over here instead. Not knowing their way back, though, and realizing they're kind of just completely lost, we see them forming a new country. This country will have, well, this is going to seem oddly familiar, but this country will be brown. Lost group of explorers form the brown team. I'm going to change the color of that country. I will. But for now, it's the brown team. Alright. So you see the brown team form. The orange team, not hearing back from them, thinks they died. We're probably not going to do that, actually. So instead, they take over the rest of this island, move into some of these newer lands down here, and they kind of just settle around this area. The yellow team, on the other hand, they have completely different ideas. They are going to rapidly explore out into the mainland, and they're pretty close with the orange country. They aren't actually the two closest countries with each other. It's the two closest countries with each other that aren't actually like not like bordering countries, but the two countries that are close with each other are actually the red team and the purple team. Like these two are the most likely to become would be allies, and then it'd actually be the blue and pink team down here, and then it would be the yellow and orange. But we see the yellow team sending out their explorers out this way, and eventually they meet up with the lime team's colony. Also, the lime team will discover the rest of that river, but realizing so like this is like not connecting up really much. We see the yellow team, the lime team, and the blue team here all working together ish, and they discover about all of this together. And the orange team's like, yeah, actually, we're gonna go back into exploring. So they send more ships out. They actually send them out this way, and they discover this island. And then they discover a couple islands up here, and then they make landing back on the mainland. They don't know this is the mainland, so yeah. Now we see what all these countries will expand into. For the teal team, they take over the rest of this peninsula, as well as pretty much all of this. As for down here, they take the land on this side of the river here, and just kind of connect up with their colony there. Yeah, we have a lot of countries that are kind of just colonizing stuff right now. So it's that tiny pixel. Alright. The purple team. They are going to take the most out of this land. Also using the river here as a border. We see the purple team taking about like that. I actually take a bit more land out in this way. Once again, using the river as a border over here. And pretty much the rest of this goes over to the red team. As we see, the red team will take over the ending of this river here and pretty much follow it down to here. And all this is red team territory now. Alright. So for the yellow team here, you see them kind of moving in, taking over a lot of this land. They also meet up with the border of the pink team. And they claim to have a small little colony way up here. As for the actual orange team, they will claim over all of this land here. Actually moving in a bit further down here. They also claim these 3 islands over here. And of course, they're going to have claims over this piece of land out here they discovered. Alright. For the lime team, we see them having the biggest expansion. They take all of that. They take over this. And they take over all of this. And the lime team has suddenly shot up in power. In fact, the lime team's probably the biggest country right now. Actually, they definitely are the biggest country. As for the dark blue team, they kind of just take over this. I will pretty up these borders. Don't worry. And for the pink team, they kind of just take over this. However, we're not done, as there is this wide open area here. And here we see a bright cyan color country farm. Actually, they also claim over this land too. So we'll give capitals to firstly this new country, as well as the brown team up here. And then let's go over to the green team, who we haven't talked about yet. Actually, probably the only country I don't think we've talked about yet. So we see them doing a lot of exploring, but especially focusing out here in the mountains. As it turns out, they've discovered pretty much this entire mountain range here. Actually, I think all of it. Yeah, they've discovered all of it. They haven't yet discovered this small mountain range here. But now we see, as they expand into this land, they take over most of this land down here. As for the rest, it's kind of hard to actually move into this land. You kind of see them take shortcuts almost through it. There's certain areas which are easier to live in than others. but at the end of the day, it's all mountain. And eventually, over here, we see this kind of tan color, like really bright tan colored country forming. And they're just like people who have kind of lived in the mountains their whole lives. So yeah, we see this. Looks really weird. I know. As for this tan country, though, they they kind of move out to take over some of this land here, as well as even moving down into a lot of this territory. But they too also cannot really get into these areas, so we see the green team kind of just claiming over it, but they can't really put any people in here. So it's a very this whole area is very weak plain. And yes, we are going to see the canteen, their capital, right there. Alright, now onto the final area, really, we haven't touched up on. Well, we kind of did touch up. We talked about the red team, but that was over here, and we really didn't fully talk about the blue team. So let's see what they're up to. With the help of the yellow team, looks like the red team has discovered all of this. And up here, the blue team. And even part of it, the green team in here. So all of this has been discovered as well. As for claims, we see the red team claims over from the most of this land. This episode I know has been a lot of expansion, but don't worry, we'll be seeing something real soon. Alright, so red team, all of that. Yellow team, firstly get rid of that. Yellow team, they kind of cut off the red team, which makes the red team king a little indie. And up here, this land's kinda split between the blue team and the green team, although both countries have a big claim over this land. So you see the first really disputed territory forming right over in this region. But that will pretty much do it for this episode. Except down here, we see the blue team. Well, not just the blue team, actually. It's also people from the lime team, the orange team, pink team, the yellow team, the cyan team, even the red team, especially in the blue team, purple team, and green team. Not really the teal or tan team, so. But a lot of people come down here and they start exploring this area. They're not fully really exploring it as they go. They're just kind of moving along here. But they know something's brewing. So they're trying to get away as soon as they can. So we see a group of people kind of start heading out this way. And once they get to about this spot, which I believe it's, yeah, so right about here they get to. And they start settling down here to make the first, like, land, or to make the first stop, or big stop along this route. And what are they doing exactly? Well, they're trying to get away from whatever is about to happen before it actually happens. So they come out all the way over here, and we see like a darker bluish purple country forming, like a darker purple country forming way out here. And this is like a really densely populated country. There's a lot of people here and not really a whole lot of room yet. They're still marching out. They don't know when they're gonna find where they want to go. But all they know is they just escaped something very big from happening. The blue team the blue team declares war on the purple team. And the green team declares war on the blue team. So while the blue team is busy, oh, it is. So we see as the blue team is busy invading into the purple team, the green team's going to take advantage, not just of the blue team, but also distract the purple team. So you see the green team begins their invasion of the blue team over here. And we also see them invading the purple team way out over here. Now, of these three countries, the green team is the strongest. Then it's the blue team, and then the purple team. However, the purple team has friends with the red team. The blue team is kind of actually close with the tan team. And the green team, they don't really have any friends. The only people they could call their friends is the teal team, but the teal team is going to remain at peace for this war. So, with that, that will do it for today's episode of What If Civilization Started Over. If you enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one with prettier borders down here.